the Acacia Crochet Stitch. I think you're going to find this one very interesting. The Acacia Crochet Stitch is beautiful. I would say that it would look gorgeous with a blanket, with a really any women's top, a table runner, or even a placemat. Super airy, breezy, and really, really pretty. I actually think it is worked very similar to the vertical scallop crochet stitch that we just did, in the sense where there's sections of stitches and then there's sections of bridging between those stitch sections. Now, in the vertical scallop crochet stitch, we chained to get these sections. In the Acacia crochet stitch, we are manipulating a chain. So because we are manipulating a stitch here, and placement is going to be different, maybe even a little bit challenging, I'm going to label this crochet pattern as an easy level crochet pattern, which is a step above advanced beginner. And again, what we are doing here is manipulating a chain and elongating the chain and then making a stitch. And working a stitch in an elongated chain can prove to be challenging to work with that much space on the crochet hook in that loop. So you'll understand what I'm talking about when we dive into this stitch. The terminology I'm going to be using for this pattern is US terminology. So when I'm referring to stitch names, they're all in US terms. The multiple stitch count requirement to make the Acacia crochet stitch is a multiple of 5 plus 1. Are you ready to get started? Here we go. All right. So starting with a tail long enough for us to weave in our ends at the end of the project, create a slip knot, attach our crochet hook, and we are ready to go. Okay, again, multiple of 5 plus 1 for our foundation row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1. So this would leave me at 21 chains. I'm doing just a small swatch example, playing with the stitch, getting a feel for it, which I always encourage you to do too. And this will also help me get through each step quicker. All right, so for row 1, we're going to make a double crochet stitch in the 4th chain from our crochet hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double crochet. If you are somebody that likes to have a chainless foundation row and you're working double crochet stitches, this might be a challenging stitch to do that with, because you might think a multiple of 5 plus 1, I'm just going to do a chainless stitch or chainless foundation, multiple of 5. It doesn't work that way. Note to anyone who likes those chainless foundations, don't just rely on what the multiple stitch count requirement is for you to get started. Actually do the math on that, make sure it'll work. Okay, next stitch, we are going to make a single crochet stitch. Awesome. Okay, here's where it gets different, guys. After we make that single crochet stitch, we're going to keep pulling the yarn on our crochet hook until it measures about 3/4 of an inch long. We're going to feel this out. Row 1, 2, and 3, it's going to be a lot of just getting ourselves used to how long we want to pull the yarn, kind of getting our bearings about us, and then when you start to get the feel for it, moving on, then it's all going to come into place for you. So again, you perfectionists, this might drive you a little bit crazy, but it's very much worth it. All right, skip 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. In that 4th chain, make a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So double crochet, and I will use my middle finger and my thumb to create some kind of tension here so I can make that first double crochet stitch. There we go. Next stitch is a single crochet stitch. Great, and that's the repeat pattern for row 1. After making that single crochet stitch, keep pulling till you're approximately 3/4 of an inch long. Skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3. In that 4th chain, make a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And then single crochet. 1, 2, 3. When you reach the very end of row 1, you're going to see 2 stitches here. See how there's 2 chains left over? Skip the first chain and single crochet into the second chain. All right, let's move on to row 2. Row 2, we're going to start by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn our work. That chain 3 counts as our first double crochet stitch plus chain 1. We are going to make a double crochet stitch in the first double crochet stitch, which I thought was very interesting, but that's what it says. Double crochet on top of the first double crochet stitch, single crochet in that chain 1 space, and then pull. Skip over that large chain, find the next single crochet stitch. In that single crochet stitch, we're going to double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then make a single crochet stitch in that chain 1 space, and then pull, and repeat. In the next single crochet stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, single crochet in the chain 1 space, and pull all the way across. Great. And single crochet in that chain 1 space. And that's where you're going to stop row 2. This is what we're looking at. Pretty interesting, right? Now for the rest of the Acacia crochet stitch, we're just repeating row 2 until you finish the pattern. That's it. Isn't that awesome? Just chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn our work. Again, chain 3 counts as our first double crochet stitch plus chain 1. We're going to skip the single crochet stitch, make our first double crochet stitch on top of the double crochet, and I think the reason for that is it helps to straighten this side. If we were to put that double crochet stitch in that chain 1, it might cause it to flare out just a little bit, and then you'll have this weird like loop, loop, loop on the sides, which is interesting. Single crochet in the chain 1 space, pull, and then chain 1, or double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the next single crochet space. That's it. Let me go ahead and just kind of finish out the row with you. Pulling the yarn after that single crochet stitch, you'll just start to get a feel for it, and even if it's not perfectly the same size pull every time, it's fine. And I'll show you why. Reaching the end of row 3 here, making a single crochet in that chain 1 space. Right, so that's all we do for the entire pattern. If you keep going, it's eventually going to look like this. See how the sides are actually straight here? Working that pattern the way we did, starting off by making the first double crochet stitch on top of the double crochet stitch and ending the row by making a chain or a single crochet in the chain 1 space. And this is what it will look like. How pretty is that? All right, I did block my square example here so that way you could really see the definition between the section of stitches and the section of the elongated chains here. Now if you look, you'll notice that there are some chains here that are obviously longer than others. And it's okay. It actually adds a lot of character to the pattern. And so like I mentioned, you perfectionists out there, having it be a little imperfect is what's going to be the charm of this pattern. And it helps to make this a very easy breezy, cool pattern that you can use as a blanket, a top, you know, the table runner, or even a placemat. It's just a really cool pattern. I encourage you to give it a try because it is one of those that looks a little daunting, is a bit weird. honestly, when I saw the pattern in a picture form in the book that I'm going off of, I was like, I don't think I'd ever want to use that crochet hook or that crochet stitch. I don't see me ever using it. But then when I actually worked up this swatch, I was like, that would make the most beautiful woman's top ever. And you get inspired off of something you never ever thought you would use, right? So that's why I do encourage you to make a swatch. If you want to, print off the swatch card off my website and attach it. Again, this is called the Acacia Crochet Stitch, worked in a multiple stitch count of multiple of 5 plus 1. I do have a filled in card with the whole crochet pattern located on my website, crochetwithtiffany.com, if you'd like to print that out. Again, I like using cardstock because it makes it harder, so that way you can just staple your example on. And seriously, working up an example makes all the difference in the world on whether or not you will actually play with the stitch or not. And sometimes you'll surprise yourself. And that's why I encourage you to give it a shot. All right, guys, if you liked this video, please push that thumbs up button. It's a big high five and tells me you liked this video. If you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel. That way you don't miss my upcoming videos. I have great ones, including more Technique Tuesdays that I think you'll have a lot of fun with. And check out my membership program. I have some levels if you'd like a little more involvement or just like to support my channel in general. I would really appreciate that. If you liked this Technique Tuesday, check out these other videos here. Just keep it going. Keep trying out new stitches with this whole playlist I've created of other crochet stitches that we get to experience, or check out this video right here, which is a recommended video for you to watch. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I appreciate you. I'll see you with the next one, guys. Bye.